So tonight was the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw for the Royal Rumble this weekend, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I thought this was a banger of a show. Absolutely banger of a show. I thought going into this show, I thought that, they were going to coast due to the fact that the Royal Rumble is this coming weekend. So in their eyes, maybe they don't have to try as hard. But tonight we had some great segments, some banger matches. And I want to get into it with the opening segment, which was Seth Rollins. He came out and he essentially, told us why he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. He said that, when he lost to CM Punk on January 6th, he really had to reevaluate who he was and what he's doing, whether that's Gunther, whether that's Cody. He said that he's gonna win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event WrestleMania and win the championship with whichever championship he wants. And afterwards, this brought out Gunther, who essentially came out here and called Seth Rollins washed. He said that it ain't 2014, 2015 anymore. He said that, at one time Seth Rollins was the best, was the man, but now it's Gunther and he's got the evidence to prove it, the World Heavyweight Championship. And up to this point, I was feeling the segment. I was like, okay, these two guys, who these two guys are, what they're doing here, why they're out here, etc. And after a while, you hear Logan Paul's music, and even I kind of rolled my eyes like, damn, Logan Paul, because he was advertised for this show. We didn't know what he was going to do. He is a member of the Raw roster, but we really haven't seen him until this point. We essentially said that, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble as well. He doesn't have to do much other than eliminate the last person in the Royal Rumble match with him, and he's going to go on to headline WrestleMania. And Gunther cuts Logan Paul off and essentially says, I want you to win. That way I have a reason to smack the shit out of you at WrestleMania. So I thought this was a pretty good segment to open up the show. Really hyped to open up the show. Next, we had a tag team match between the War Raiders and JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio for the tag team championships. And hats off to JD McDonough. He was the MVP of this match. Early on in the match, he took a wicked ass bump. He did sort of a dive out to the outside and ended up colliding with the table, with the announce table. Looked really, really wicked, but he continued the match. And JD McDonough, you got to give him his flowers, man. He may have a big head, he may not be the most imposing figure on the roster, but this guy, he continued the match, and that says a lot about his character. And they ended up having a banger of a match. These two teams ended up having a banger of a match, and the War Raiders, this was their first title defense in their tag team championship reign. We also had Jey Uso, and his entrance was 10 times longer than his promo that he cut, which was essentially stating the fact that he lost to Gunther at Saturday night's main event, and that now he has to win the Royal Rumble to get back an opportunity against Gunther or against Cody or somebody at WrestleMania. And Jey Uso, his entrance is mega over, there's no denying that. But sometimes, especially now, you gotta wonder, is Jey Uso more of an entrance than he is an actual in-ring wrestler? We also saw Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez take the W over the reigning women's tag team champions Bianca Belair and Naomi. I don't really know where we're going with that. I think they're going to focus now on the tag team titles, probably get a match between these two teams, maybe at WrestleMania. Also in the back, we did get a Penta sighting. He did declare that he is going to be in the Royal Rumble. We had a Penta vignette where he declared that he is going to be in the Royal Rumble. There was also a cool little backstage stare down between Penta and Braun Breaker, because Braun Breaker also is going to be in the Royal Rumble as well, which is going to be a sight to see. No doubt, absolutely. And these two guys, I think they're probably teasing this match down the line, because I don't think, I think it's a little too soon for Penta to go after gold at this point. I think you may see this match maybe at WrestleMania. Who knows? If Sheamus is out, then Penta, put Penta in there, and fucking this is gonna be amazing if this actually ends up happening. Penta and Braun Breaker. We also had the wise man Paul Heyman come out here in front of the Raw audience. Now, a lot of people were quick to assume that Roman Reigns was going to be on this show, because a few weeks back he mentioned January 27th as sort of a celebration. But if you remember afterwards, there was on the door printed a WWE 2K25 logo on the door. So people did, they were quick to jump on the fact that they thought he was going to be here. I personally didn't think he was going to be here because usually when Roman Reigns is on these shows, they make a big song and dance about it. They make a stink about it, about how he's going to, return next week or whatever. But he wasn't on the show. Paul Heyman was on the show, and he revealed the 2K25 cover art, which is going to be Roman Reigns. So no surprises there. But after a while, this brought out Drew McIntyre. This was the first ever, I think, to my knowledge, the first ever interaction between Drew McIntyre and Paul Heyman one-on-one. Drew McIntyre made the point that, he's responsible for the Bloodline success because he tossed out Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble 5 years ago and really created all of this for the Bloodline. Paul Heyman came to Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was really vulnerable and got into his head and put these ideas into his head. He said that, ever since he got with Roman, he's making more money. He's even on the cover of the video game cover, and he showed him. We got sort of a close-up shot of Paul Heyman actually on the cover. Said that at the Royal Rumble, he's gunning for his boy. He's going to take his boy out. He said that, he wants him to leave him with the message to take back. Paul Heyman says, I will give this message back to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And Drew McIntyre says, I wasn't talking about Roman Reigns. I was talking about CM Punk, because Drew McIntyre is still on his quest to take out every single person that helped Roman Reigns in one way or another, shape or fashion, get back his power and get back to the top. And immediately following this, we got a match between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre for like the 10,000th time, and they were really running the fact that Sami Zayn has never got a win over Drew McIntyre. He was 10-0 when we got this match here tonight, and he ended up being 11-0 here tonight because he ended up losing after Drew McIntyre used the ropes to his advantage for leverage. And afterwards, Sami Zayn, he can't believe it. Drew McIntyre starts attacking him. This brings out Cody Rhodes, who starts attacking Drew McIntyre. Then after a while, Kevin Owens comes out here and starts attacking Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes starts fighting back at Kevin Owens. And then Drew McIntyre gets involved once again. Cody and Drew McIntyre are in the corner. Same scenario as Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre won last week. Sami Zayn goes for the haluva kick to take out Drew McIntyre, but ends up accidentally hitting Cody Rhodes, and you see this sort of distraught look on Sami Zayn, like, oh my god, I fucked up big time. And Cody Rhodes, he has to wonder, like, was this on purpose? Was this on accident? And you can see Kevin Owens in the background, like, just smiling and knowing that, he thinks that Sami Zayn is on his side and he's doing his work now. And at the Royal Rumble, he has nothing to worry about. And also, you see Drew McIntyre smiling almost like the devil. And I thought this was amazing. And Cody Rhodes was advertised for this show as well because they were in Atlanta. And afterwards, we got an in-ring promo with Cody Rhodes where he was like, so this is how I'm welcomed back into Atlanta. And he said he was done with Kevin Owens. He was done with everything. He wants to put an end to all this. And you see the championships dangling from the top, suspended from the top. And after a while, this brings out CM Punk, which caught me by surprise. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes face to face once again, allude to last year, because last year these two guys were the heavy favorites to win the Royal Rumble match for last year. And now a year forward, CM Punk is still a top contender to win the Royal Rumble, and Cody Rhodes is the top guy, the top champion in this company. And we had an amazing back and forth between these two guys. CM Punk mentioned the fact that he is Cody Rhodes' friend, and there's not many friends in this industry. And he said that he sees the same thing that's happening to Cody that happened to him back when CM Punk was, reigning champion, when he had that 434-day reign. He said that around the day 300 mark, he said that he started to become a man that he didn't recognize, that he didn't want to be. He said that maybe that's happening to Cody Rhodes. Maybe he can't handle what's coming towards him. Almost trying to plant seeds of doubt, like, hey, I don't think you're really qualified right now to be in the position that you're in. And Cody Rhodes came back and said that, he's trying to catch up. He was trying to catch up with CM Punk for the longest time in OVW, in WWE. But then after CM Punk left for those 10 years, now it's CM Punk that has got to catch up to Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes told CM Punk to predict the future for Cody Rhodes, given the fact that last year he predicted it almost to the T. And CM Punk said at the Royal Rumble, somebody who's in better shape, prepared for this, is going to win the Royal Rumble and take your title away from you. And he said that that's the good part. He said, but the bad part is that that's going to be me. And he said that, you know, when I face you at WrestleMania and take your title, I'm not going to stab you in the back. He said, I'm going to stab you in the front. And I could go on about what was said in this entire promo, but, you know, hands down, this was the best segment, the best thing of the night. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Now, I don't know if CM Punk actually ends up winning the Royal Rumble. I'm tossed up between either CM Punk or John Cena as to who's going to win the Royal Rumble. But honestly, if we got this match between Cody and CM Punk at WrestleMania 41, I would not complain at all, at the slightest bit, because these two guys, given what we saw here tonight, these two guys absolutely killed the microphone. They were on fire, and they had everybody in the crowd, you know, just shook as to what these guys were saying. So, you know, hands down, I think tonight's Raw was a solid go home episode of Monday Night Raw. I think that last segment, that last whole like hour or so was phenomenal. I think if you go back and watch anything, watch the CM Punk Cody Rhodes segment. That was top tier, honestly, from those two guys. But let me know what you guys think down below. And until next time, take care, y'all.